Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum for this Sunday, September the 22nd. This very exciting topic of developing the Park Church. So the church out at the park, what's next? And I want to thank Pastor Lillejord, who's going to come and give us some updates on the Park Church.
I will, and excited to do so.
All right, let's start with Fling Wide the Door. The Park Church was just one of many projects that we listed out as part of our future. So what can you share with us concerning the strategy of developing the Park Church? Where are we now?
Well, the great thing about being one church, multiple communities, is that we're in it together. However, part of the paradigm is that people are encouraged or invited to give to where their heart is. And of course, Mooring Line Drive has been here longer than the Park Church, but it's still part of our organism. And so when I came 7 months ago, analyzing what's going on, we have a wonderful parcel of land out there, almost 40 acres of property that's been there, and they're building homes day and night. In fact, I heard just the other day, 25,000 homes are permitted so far to be built there with, they believe in the next 10 years, that's going to go up to 50,000 homes, and they're going to build all around that property. So then you start thinking, some of those people are bound to be Lutheran, or at least learn how to be a Lutheran, and so we have to get going. So it's a matter of, we're going to refresh part of the, property here at Emmanuel, but then at the same time, I, and as well as the other leadership team, have their eyes on the Park Church. And I'll tell you some of that strategy right now.
So, one thing I hear is we are in a good strategic position. We've got a great property, which is in the midst of a very fast-growing area. But before we talk more about the church itself and the facilities, the call committee's been meeting because we need a leader. We don't just need a new facility, we need a leader. What can you tell us about the developments all around the call committee?
Well, with the vacant position as there was, when I filled it, it takes a long time to get a pastor, as well as out there. It's a mission developer. It's a particular niche that people have to have schooling about it to know how to grow something that's smaller and make it bigger. The Synod was helpful. However, I got a little impatient, as I want to do, and through the blessing of the Synod, we hired a consultant, a headhunter, I guess, in the corporate world, that these people exist, that they come and they listen to us, and we pay them for their services, and they're going all across the country, even the world, if you will, to help find some candidates, vet them, and then we go through the bishop and the Synod, and then they come to the call committee. But the idea was, we have a great parcel of land, we have a great park pavilion, but rain comes in sideways in Florida, and we have a home there that's not big enough and suited to worship, and so the county has been a little interesting to deal with, and sometimes they have rigorous rules. And so in that kind of tight-fitting shoe, we realize that we have to get going. So the headhunter is working. We have some candidates. The call committee is working behind the scenes to get a leader, because that's so important.
So we want to thank the community that meets out at the park, because often it's wind and rain when they're meeting under the pavilion, and the house is wonderful when it's air conditioned, but it's small. So that's not even an interim answer to how we might want to grow that church. And so we've got a call committee going, we've got plans to try to develop the facility. What would you say is your greatest hope now, and how that church community will develop over the next months and years?
Great question. We have secured a new architect who's germane to Naples, that come through Brian Stock and his company, and comes with great references, and to meet and to try to find, we're going to draw up a plan, and then what we're going to do summarily with Fling Wide the Door is this next spring, we're going to have about 3 to 4 months where we're going to have a gala, we're going to have a dog and pony show, we're going to, for 4 months, we're going to sprint. We're going to talk about all these needs, including academies, and all the things in the Fling Wide the Door, and we're going to raise the money so we can do these things, and then we can move on.
So I think one of the pieces of excitement, that church has the potential, I think you'd agree, to actually be much larger than the mother church here on Mooring Line Drive. The potential is great. We've got plans in place. We've heard about the call committee, about developing the land. So we turn to our congregation for prayer, for contributions, for generosity, for good thoughts, as we continue this important work of developing the Park Church out there on Oil Well Road.
Yeah, I would end by thanking people for their inquiries, but also I really do believe with all my heart that it's like the baseball movie. If you build it, they will come. And they are out there and they don't have shelter, at least consistent shelter. And so what we need someone to do is think about giving a gift that begins. We're not going to build the entire structure. There'll be probably 3 phases to it, but we want to build them something where 300 people can worship. And then we go from there. And these people will have kids, and they need Sunday school, they need to learn about Jesus, and we'll grow into that. But we need to get going, we need to dig, we need to build, because people are coming, and they want to worship Jesus at Emmanuel Park Church. So that's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to get it done.
So let's get it done, let's get going, and continue to raise up this very exciting project here at Emmanuel. So once again, thanks for joining us on the Sunday Forum. We'll talk about this after church at 10:15. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.